Welcome to Chat Show. Today we're speaking with Felipe and Albie from the Gentleman's Move, which is a brand new removals company. It's just been launched. It's in its third or fourth month now.
Yep, correct.
And Felipe and Albie are going to tell us about how they came to launch the business, how they met, a bit about their background and what they do. So guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. It's great. It's a lovely setup here.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Very nice.
Do you want to both just start by telling us how you guys met?
Yeah, so we both grew up in Cheltenham Kings, very nice area, local lads. We went to Balcarra School together.
Okay.
We started there in year 7.
Okay.
We met there, became best friends instantly, all in the same lessons together.
I know. We were bottom set everything. You know, so,
Always
same
chatting,
lessons, yeah.
but yeah, no, we became good friends from that. And then I went to Balcarra from year 7 till 9.
Okay.
And then left on a sports scholarship, rugby and cricket, to Dean Close, and
Okay,
he stayed
excellent.
on.
Okay. So you sort of
Yeah.
went your own separate ways a little bit.
After he
Little
left,
bit.
we kind of just like went apart a bit, obviously, and he had his friends, I had my friends. So we didn't really speak that much. We just sort of like, if we saw each other, would say hello, but it was never like, we never really arranged to meet up. And then I reintroduced with Albie in last year.
Okay.
We were both working at Dunkerton's.
Okay, nice.
He was in the factory. I was at Woozy Pig.
Okay.
It's a burger place there. And he would come up, get burgers, we'll start chatting again. And yeah, we sort of got to know each other again. And then, so one day I suddenly got a phone call from him. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to help me with some work?" So
Yes.
I was like,
I got a message from a friend's mum, actually.
Okay.
Good friend of mine who I went to school with at Dean Close. He was in Australia at the time,
Okay.
and so she's a single mum. She needed a bit of help
Yeah.
moving heavy furniture, basically downstairs to upstairs.
Okay.
Really easy, cash in hand job. And I said, okay, give me a couple minutes. I'm just going to find another guy to come help me, because it's obviously going to be a 2-man job. And he was actually out the night before, but I thought, who lives in the local area, and who do I know that's hard working and would always work for a bit of money, and really motivated. So I gave him a call.
at what night? 8 a.m.
8
I
a.m.
went
I
out
think it was.
the night before. I was feeling a bit rough, and I was like, okay, well, I might as well just go because it's Albie. So we did a good job. We did a really good job.
Turned up, very nice house. Went in. We I introduced him. Sarah, her name was. She loved us both. We did the job nice and easy, quick. She obviously paid up, and then she took us into her living room and was like, "Guys, you're amazing today. It's so professional. I know you've both got other jobs. You turned up on time. You look smart, and you're hard working." And we were like, "Oh yeah." And she said, "Well, look, I've started many businesses myself, and I can see something here." And I was like, "Okay, carry on." She basically said, "Why not start an upmarket sort of posh removals company? Because there's a gap in the market for that. There's a gap in the market for like reliable, trusty removal companies." And we were like, "Okay, we'll give that a go." So after that, we went straight to the coffee shop, didn't we?
Which one was it? Baker's and what's it called?
I can't
Bacon
remember.
Grays or something like that.
In Cheltenham Kings?
Yeah, in Cheltenham. No. We went to the one in Cheltenham Kings, and then we went to one in Bath Road.
Yeah, started planning from there.
Because we weren't allowed to use our laptop in the one in Cheltenham Kings, so we were like, no, we'll go somewhere else. But that's where it started. We were initially going to call the business Posh Boy Removals.
Yeah, Posh Boy
That was
Removals.
the first name, but we thought Posh Boy, I don't know, it just didn't really fit right with
Overdoing
us.
Has that ring to it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it come across a bit immature, so we were like, oh, why not Gentleman's Move?
Yeah, I like
So,
Gentleman's Move. Nice.
Rolls off the tongue.
A bit
Yeah,
more
it does.
classy as well, and Posh Boy, we're eventually going to grow up, become older, and we're not going to be boys. So, Gentleman's
Gentleman.
Move.
Yeah, nice. I like
And
it. So who came up with the branding? Did you appoint like a graphic designer to do like your branding and
It was
website?
all us.
It was
Oh,
all
yeah,
us.
Every
Yeah.
part of it. The
Okay.
colour, the logo,
Yeah.
the name, we came up together. I think I said one part of it and he went, "Oh, what about that?" We put it together. There you go,
Okay.
Gentleman's Move.
And we went for a more like Cotswoldy colour.
Yeah, the
so
colour
the green
scheme
and
was-
the beige is nice.
Yeah, forest green sort of
Nice.
look,
But
Yeah.
Cotswoldy look. That's what we
Nice
want.
classy colours.
Well,
and
exactly.
also like we didn't like so after that
Mm.
I went on holiday to Uruguay because my mum lives there.
Okay.
So I was there for 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
So that was like a blessing because we didn't rush into it at all. So I went on holiday, and I remember I bought my sister's laptop off her. I said, because I didn't have a laptop. I said to her, I was like, oh, can I please just buy your laptop? It's a MacBook, nice laptop. She's like, yeah, okay then. So while I was on holiday, we were on the phone literally hours, just doing lots of research, and how to like research about removals companies and how to do things properly as well, and not only like removals but like how to set up a business as well, because
we had no experience in that, really.
no experience in
sort of threw ourselves in the deep end with that.
Were you able to get any kind of like mentoring or advice from anybody?
I think from the start we've had good people around us.
Good.
So Albie's mum,
like my mum, she ran her own cafe in Montpellier called Gusto for a long time, I think 12 years.
Yeah.
So she's an entrepreneur herself. Dad set his own company up, and then just family friends really all have their own businesses, and they were happy just to give us a bit of advice. Really,
it's so good because we're so young. I feel like any help is just like so valuable to us.
Definitely.
And like I think it's so great how Albie's mum and Albie's dad like gives us so much advice, and also people from the community. So me and Albie obviously grew up in Cheltenham Kings. And we went to the council there, and we spoke to them, and they were so like,
they loved it.
They loved us, and they were so happy to help. Like, for example, they posted us on the Cheltenham Kings notice board.
Lovely.
And we used to all go to this chip shop it's called Smart Fish Bar in Cheltenham Kings, and the owner Rui, this great guy. He helped us out a lot, gave us lots of tips, and put our poster up on the chip shop.
Brilliant.
So I feel like we have good family and good community around us, supporting us.
Behind you.
We sort of need it because we're so young and inexperienced in the business world.
But that's not to say like we were very keen to learn, and
you've got to
we've absorbed so much information over the last few months. It's crazy, especially for our age. But it's good information. So I'm 19.
I'm 18.
Okay, so really young spring chickens.
Yeah.
So it's
straight out of school.
A bold move, especially in today's economic climate, to start a new business from scratch.
I think in this country especially, I think you got to take that risk.
Yeah.
And I knew growing up, I always wanted to do something a bit extra, not just sit around and work for someone the rest of my life. Not there's anything wrong with that. I just knew for myself, I got to be up there. I got to do something. I got to make money and enjoy it as well. And it's all about, I guess, you start your own business to be financially free for one, but also time free and enjoy the things that you like doing. And I mean, seeing your family, going on holidays, and treating yourself. Really, you got to enjoy this life. Definitely. You only get it once.
And also, like, when it's your own business and it's your thing, it's not really work. You don't see it as work. So when we do a house move, I don't see it as work, like working for a restaurant or anything. So I'm never looking at the time like, oh, when am I going to go home? It's about, making sure we do a good job and it's done right. And, because it's like, I don't know, we sort of really enjoy it. Me and Albie, we're good friends. Our employees as well are great. We got Adam and Seb on our team at the moment. And then we get a few part-time guys to help us on bigger moves. That's good. And we all get along together. Yeah. And also, we're all very good at removals. Yeah. We've gotten really good at it. We know the structure of how to like load a van, unload a van, protect the furniture well. And it's just like, it's not. I don't really see it. It's a healthy environment. It's a healthy environment.
And the team, we all like each other. We all get on very well. We're like best friends. But we also know there's a line. And I think for us, like when we first started, we did have an employee literally at the start, and I think he took a little bit of advantage that we were young, and that we were his boss, but we were young, so he could get away with being late and so forth. But these guys, they respect us. Yeah. We're young bosses, but we are still the bosses, and we don't like take the Michael with that. We still respect that they're working hard and treat them very fairly, but they need to know there's a line between obviously your friends, but then there's work as well. We expect a certain standard, especially.
That's good.
So like, for example, like when we go to houses, I know like it sounds a bit petty, but just like no swearing in the house, like just acting professional and being as polite as possible.
I think it's the little things. It's the little things which means you can actually charge that little bit
Yeah.
extra is the little things. I think us turning up in a uniform makes a massive difference.
Mm-hmm.
Most removals company, they might have a t-shirt, but they won't have the full uniform. They'll look scruffy, and they're on fag breaks every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Obviously, none of us smoke, so that's not an issue. But it's the same thing. We have maybe one break, if that.
And also, it's like,
good.
you can trust us in your house. You know we're not gonna, take anything or do anything bad. Like with other companies, or like, you don't really know who you're hiring. Whereas with us, our reputation means everything to us. So we want to just deliver an exceptional customer service, and also, like, you can just trustworthy. You can trust us in our house. Like,
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you first got started, obviously, kind of straight out of school, so didn't go to university, and so didn't have any kind of courses in kind of business or finance or any of the kind of things, or like sales, marketing, things that you maybe would need to equip yourself with if you start a new business. How have you gone about thinking about things like budgets and forecasts and cash flow, and how you're going to market yourself? Have you sort of delegated out to people around you?
So-
have you taken
so,
advice from any professionals?
Like, we did basic GCSE courses at business, but no further than that.
Yeah.
And that hasn't stopped us at any point.
Yeah.
I mean, from my rugby club, our accountants also play for my rugby team, so we were already good friends. And
that's good.
And when we first started, we'd see them out of work hours, and they would teach us about everything you need to know about just business terms, budgeting, forecasting, all of that. They'd do extra with us just because they wanted to help, and they saw that we were motivated to work hard and set up a big company, hopefully.
And also, like, everything's online. You can, if you want to do any research in sort of how to set up a business, or how to, like, even get into an industry, it's all there online for you to grab and take in the information.
Yeah.
So
you
I don't
did
think
lots of research.
Yeah,
before?
just lots of
loads.
research online,
Yeah.
and, like, I feel like, to be fair, you don't really need a course to sort of set up a business. I think it's all free there online, and you can sort of take the information and implement it to what you're doing, which is good.
Definitely.
But yeah, so lots of, like, obviously Albie's mum, she set up lots of businesses,
Yeah.
so she knows a lot about
that's
how
good.
to business, and she helped us especially
Marketing,
how to market ourselves.
Okay.
Like how to with our marketing. And also, me and Albie are young, and we're on social media a lot, like Instagram, so it's sort of, we're kind of used to it. It's sort of like older business owners, like in their 40s, they haven't really got the hang of how to use social media.
Yeah.
So they have
Whereas
to stick to
we
a book
grew up,
where
we
can
grew
see.
up with social media, so our social media marketing is sort of our strength, because we know how to use, we know when to post, what to post, what sort of content to post,
and to reach the right audience,
and
really,
to reach the right
target
audience.
Yeah. I noticed, given that you've only been going for, say, 3 months, you've already got quite a following on Instagram, haven't you?
Yeah.
I don't know what other platforms you're using.
Well, our
but-
first job was for Holland Cooper, actually,
Okay.
next to Dunkerton's,
Yeah.
and they had office move.
That's a great first job to have.
Well, exactly,
know.
and we posted that, and I think that kicked off.
Yeah, that went quite
a lot,
viral.
and
So,
went
because, like,
viral.
obviously, we both grew up in the area, and, like, the support was great. And that's what I love about Cheltenham in general. Like, there is generally a community here.
People want to
And
help you.
people want to help. So even just, like, a little Instagram post, you might not, like, a share, you might not think it's a lot, but it really is.
Yeah.
So, like, when people share our stuff and they like it and they comment, like, it really does help us a lot. So with that post, it was just like a little reel I made, and it got to like 40,000 views.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And that's because everyone was just supporting, and
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that, which is good.
Excellent.
But yeah.
So let's talk about the services that you offer. So obviously you're a removals company, so if someone wanted to move house, they'd come to you. But do you offer any other kind of services, under the same umbrella?
Yeah, so we do obviously your basic removals,
Okay.
and then we do office moves as well.
Okay.
So for businesses,
Okay.
we can move their office. Clearances as well.
Okay.
House
We do
clearances,
a
yeah.
few clearances.
And we also do, like, say you want like just like a small delivery, like a sofa delivered. You don't need a whole house move. You just want a sofa gone from A to B.
Okay.
So that's sort of like
we call it single item.
Yeah,
pick up
single
and
item.
drop off,
Single
kind
item.
of like a
pick up
man
and drop
with a
off.
van. Type
Yeah,
of thing.
sort
yeah,
of.
it's a category within us. We don't
Yeah.
like to be. We're not a man with a van.
Yeah.
We're very different.
Like
we're a
furniture
team.
removal.
But we still can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
And also, we offer a packing service as well. So
Okay.
if you say you get the full package, it's a removal service and the full packing service. You as the customer, you don't have to do anything.
Okay.
We go there the day before, pack all your items up, like your glasses, your plates, all the little stuff, your clothes, and then ready for the next day, we do the full removal job.
Good.
Which is also good because
packing takes a lot longer than the removal.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
and also like it makes, I think the packing job, when we do it, it makes our life a bit easier as well, because some customers, like, they don't know how to pack, and if something breaks and they've packed it wrong, it's on them. So so we've had times where customers just grab a plastic bag and just shove plates on it, and like glass plates, and you're like, well, that's just not very good, is it? So when we do it ourselves, we have packing paper, we got sturdy boxes, we make sure it's all done properly and tight so that nothing breaks.
Yeah, that's
which
good.
is so it's like 10 times you're paying the extra, but it's that security, you're not doing anything, and also you're kind of trusting that it's all being done properly.
Exactly.
Well, we want a stress-free service for every customer.
Yeah.
I mean, the minute they inquire, we'll see that inquiry. We'll call them within like a 5 to 10 minute space, on the phone with them, introducing ourselves, getting to know them. It's all about trust with removals, and then we'll either book them in for a phone consultation if it's a smaller move, or they don't want us, or they're too busy to do a house visit. But house visits we obviously prefer, and you'll meet either of us, the bosses, and we'll come round, have a look at your house, quote you 10-20 minutes later. And we're there sitting at the table with you, talking over it, planning it, and breaking it down to you, so you know there's no hidden fees, and you know we're trustworthy, and you've met us, and the team are like us. They're like a mirror image. They're trusty, hard-working lads. So
also the thing about removals is, the important thing about a house visit is, with removals, it's not like comparing apple to apple. You can't tell me, how much would a 2-bedroom house cost, because you really don't know what's in the 2-bedroom house. There could be a really like narrow corridor, which like things would be really hard to sort of fit through, a windy staircase, big bulky furniture, stuff that needs to be dismantled. So that's why we really like to go to the house and
you get to know
make sure that you look at everything, and you make sure you can give the most accurate quote. And even if we're on the phone, literally just digging, asking questions. Is there a bed? Does it need to be dismantled? Is there anything under the bed? Is there anything in the cupboard? It might seem like silly questions, but it's sort of something I need to know, because the last thing you want to do is be like, yeah, I'll do it for this amount, and then you turn up and it's like, oh, I didn't expect that, and then it's sort of like, well, what do I do now? But yeah, so that's why we like to do the house visit, just so we can get like a deeper understanding of what we're working with, and we know how many people to send out, and like Albie says, meeting the customer.
It's nice to have
we
want to
meet the customer,
shaking hands,
shake their hand,
talking,
let them know who we are, just so that they know who's coming to do the move, and they know they're in safe hands.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. Yeah,
that's good. So you've been going for a few months now. Location-wise, whereabouts have you covered? Where do you cover? Is it sort of mainly the Gloucestershire area?
Yeah, so we say we're a Gloucestershire-based company, which we are. Our office is in Cleve, so close to Cheltenham, but we work in the Cotswolds, Stroud, Gloucester, Cheltenham, all of it. And certain jobs we go from the Cotswolds to London. We've been to London 4 times now. We've been to Birmingham twice. We're about to go to Scotland. There's so many places like it. Also, it's good for us. We get to see places. I mean, it's good fun at the same time as work. But yeah, we're happy to go anywhere. Excellent. Really.
And you've got your own vehicles, have you?
Yeah, so we got our first van, which is fully wrapped in our logo, and then soon after that we got our first full-time employee, Adam. And then we're about to get our second in a couple of weeks.
Second member of staff?
Second van.
Second
and
van.
then we'll need to get
exciting.
another full-time guy.
Yeah, fantastic.
But yeah, no, it's really exciting. And I think the van...
Sorry, go on.
No, the van's a good representation of us. It looks clean,
the branding.
classy, smooth, and
nice.
yeah, I love it.
It's sort of like it's a marketing tool as well, the van, because it stands out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got our number, it's like fully wrapped.
Brand.
So like, I kind of like driving around, Cheltenham town, around the Cotswolds in our van, because it stands out and people can see it.
Free advertising.
Yeah. Sometimes I just say to Adam, like, oh, can you just drive the van around Cheltenham? Just drive it around a bit to make sure people look at it.
So obviously buying your own sort of fleet of vehicles and hiring staff as well is, quite an expense attached to that. To start off with, did you get a loan or did you save up before you got started?
So we saved up ourselves. We worked very hard.
Yeah.
I did different jobs as I left school, and then obviously we both ended up working at Dunkerton's.
Yeah.
So I had money ourselves, and then my father, he's another director of the company, but
brilliant.
it's almost like a silent investor, he likes to call himself. He gave us a little bit, but for a share, so it wasn't just here, have this money, pay me back. It was okay, let's work together and be like a family run business. We're all so close. So that did help, but we did also work very hard to make our own money to put in.
That's great.
Which was and then we got started, didn't we?
It was all like, we at the start didn't even think we would go through with the business, because we obviously, I'm 18, he's 19, so we were I've spilled some coffee, but yeah, we were gonna buy the van. And then we realised that we can't get insured on the van because we're too young.
Right. Okay.
So we were like, oh my God, we've just done all this work, all this setting up the business, setting up the logo, setting up the website, and planned it all out. And then the last thing was to get the van. But then we realised, I can't get insured on the van.
You think you'd check that before you started a removals company?
Can we even drive a van?
How come you couldn't get insured on the van?
Just because of age.
How old do you have to be?
21 and over, and at 21 you'd be lucky to get insured on the size of the van.
To take over all
So we were like, it was a big problem.
Yeah.
But we're problem solvers, and we saw it as not a massive issue.
Yeah.
And because we'd done so much work to push the business to where it was, we were like, oh, what's the point in stopping now? Let's think about this. Take 10 minutes, think about the different options, what we can do. And we just we found a really good guy.
So Adam, who's our employee, he's great. He trains MMA with me, so brilliant. He's told me, he's like, I'm looking for some work, and I was like, oh, why don't you come join us? So he came, did a job, really good, works hard, and we hired him and insured him on the van. But for us to get insured on the van, it would have cost £10,000 a year, which is
if
far
not more.
too much.
Different insurance companies are saying different, but 10 grand if not more. Which is obviously not feasible in your first year.
No.
So even though it was probably the longer route, and people would expect us guys to just be out there driving ourselves, to us it didn't really matter. I mean, I didn't start a business to be driving the vans for the rest of my life anyway. I started the business to be that businessman and that director, organising things and doing logistics. So to me it wasn't a problem. I think we just solved it, and obviously it's worked.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was good. We were really stressed out about that van situation. We were like, we thought it would be the end of the world, but it is good that we found it, to be honest. But
So at the moment, it's the two of you, and then you've got two other members of staff and a part-time person who helps sometimes.
Yeah. Well, just part-time friends that we just get in to help out at the moment. But
and have you kind of set yourself any particular sort of targets for the year? Any, I don't know, kind of whether it's the number of house moves you do, or the number of, say, a financial target, or do you target yourself each month?
Obviously, we have our financial targets each month, which we want to hit. But because we're so motivated to expand, both of us don't just want your local company that sticks in the same place. We want to be all over. Yeah. We want to sounds clinky, but not like an empire, but like a massive removals company where people think about moving house and there's only one option that comes to their brain, and it's gentleman's move, and that's it. And that's what we both want. And so we set our goals, and that's obviously high goals and high standards to meet, but that's what motivates us. That's what gets us up. And
wanting to grow the company.
Well, exactly. It's all about growth for us. And so, obviously we've got our first van. We're about to get a second. I mean, in a short space of time. So
it's great.
I mean, yeah, it's growing very fast.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and obviously we
pinpoint
want multiple vans, all going out to jobs at a different time, and just also knowing the people in each van, like knowing they're good workers, trustworthy, to send them at that house, because obviously we want to live up to the service that we offer, which is reliable removals, you know. So
reputation's
a reputation,
well, yeah.
So we want to know, we don't want to just send out random people. We want to have well trained professionals, history check everything,
train them up,
and we want a storage unit. We want to just offer people storage as well, so that we can just take their furniture or their belongings straight into a storage facility that we own. We want offices. Yeah, we just want growth. We want to expand, like Albie said, like a nationwide removals company. That's the goal there.
I'm absolutely loving your ambition.
Thank you.
Good for you. What do you do to relax? Because obviously running a business can be quite stressful and takes up a lot of your time. You have to wear lots of hats. And you've obviously got some really good support. But what do you do to kind of unwind? What do you do in your spare time? Do you have any hobbies to help you relax and unwind?
Yeah, for me, it's rugby.
Okay.
When I'm playing rugby, everything leaves my mind. I'm just on that pitch playing against that other 15, trying my best in that sport.
Yeah. Do you play for a team, do you now?
Yeah, so for Smiths, a local team in Cheltenham, good standard.
Yeah.
We're doing quite well this season. The boys finished top of the table.
Excellent.
And we're in the cup semi-final.
Oh,
so last weekend I played in the cup quarter-final, the Papa John's Trophy, in Hampstead in London. So that was fun.
How did you get on?
Yeah, we won actually.
Brilliant, well
won
done.
quite easy. I got injured, but other than that, it was a good result. So yeah, happy with that.
Injury hasn't stopped you from being able to lift things and that kind of thing.
Well, lifting terms, I'm going to give it a little rest with removals. I'll
Yeah.
obviously take a couple of weeks off and
Yeah.
do more of the admin side to it.
Sounds
But
good.
also, like, I was at packing jobs today.
Yeah.
I can still pack.
There's
I
all
can still
sorts of other
stand up.
things you can
But
do.
it's just lifting, putting weight on it.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine soon. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be back at it. So.
And you've got a great team behind you.
Well, exactly.
That's
That's the whole point.
So rugby's your passion then. Do you like
Rugby
to watch
is-
as well?
I love watching it.
Yeah.
Gloucester, England, to be fair, all Premiership teams I love watching. Obviously, Gloucester's my team, but yeah, all Premiership games I love it.
Excellent.
Yeah, rugby, cricket, football, I love it all. I love all
Good.
sports, really.
How about you, Felipe?
So me in my spare time, obviously I train MMA as well.
Okay.
So that's sort of my, like, you know, wind down where like Albie said, I'm just focused, not really thinking of anything. And yeah, that's absolutely love training that. It's very hard work. Obviously me and Adam, our employee, we train together, so it's good that we train together and we can both sort of unwind together. So that also, you know, I'm still working at Dunkerton's at the burger place, and I've been working there since I was 16. I do love it there. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my, like, back to, like, you know, normal, which is good. But yeah, just like little things, meeting up with Albie.
I'll tell you what, just meeting up
Yeah.
together, like whether it's on a quiet night out or just chilling at his house in the garden in the sun and just not talking about work for once. Obviously, we love it and we have urges to speak about it, but it's just like relaxing and just being friends again, not just business partners,
And
but
also,
just being friends.
The good thing about me and Albie is there's the perfect balance of sort of friends and business partners. Like, he's not like, we weren't like best friends or we were talking all the time and like meeting up every day. We just sort of introduce ourselves through the company, and there's that sort of level of he goes on and does his thing and I go on and do my thing. You know, I meet with my friends and he meets with his friends, so there's that nice little balance.
Not in each other's face all the time.
Yeah, do you know, not in each other's face, like annoying each other.
It's nice when you run a business to have someone to bounce off, and to share ideas, especially if you have to make decisions about things. Sort of weigh up the pros and cons. What do you think we should do? So that's really nice. You've got each other to bounce off. Do you both take responsibility for certain things? So do you kind of have your remit, Albie, and do you have your remit, Felipe, for certain like different things?
Yeah,
keep separate
at the moment, because it's still quite fresh. We both do the same things.
Yeah,
we
you
both
tend to make
do house
decisions
visits.
together.
We both do admin. We both do the actual job.
Sure.
As we go forward, we'll let it naturally sort of
Evolve.
divert into he might be better at that, he might be better at that, or we trial for 6 months that you just do it running that department and you running that department. If that doesn't work, we swap over. It's just easy going, and I think you naturally find out what's better suited for
at
each
the
other.
moment. I'm the packer of the van. I load that
Cheap
van.
packer.
I can literally fit a lot. You wouldn't think I'd be able to fit in the van, but I can fit in the van. So so like I said, while I was away, I was doing lots of research on how to pack a van, lots of YouTube videos, and I actually learned quite well. And so the first few jobs, the load wasn't great. Like we still fitted a lot in, but we could have fit more in. And then as we were doing more and more jobs, the loads were just getting better and better. And now I feel pretty confident. Like I can pack
Load
a
anything.
van. Yeah,
That's
I can
good.
load
Any size house.
any size house. Obviously not into one van. Like sometimes we need more than one van and we load it into different vans. But I can fit a lot of furniture into a van. But not only just fit it into the van, fit it so that it's safe and secure. So making sure there's blankets on every surface area of the furniture. There's blankets, making sure that nothing's like moving during the transit. And I've recently we've got some good equipment to do that as well. We've got very heavy duty. Normally you get grey blankets that most removal company use, but we've got this nice thick blue ones which weigh 2 kilos, and they make sure it's all protected. But yeah, I'm the packer. And Albie's the man on the phone. He's very good on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. I love talking to
Do you
customers.
take all the bookings?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
he
it.
loves
Do all
it,
the
yeah.
Love doing the
organising.
sales.
He quotes a lot. He does a lot of the
Okay.
quoting as well.
Okay, that's good.
And I
It
always
must be
say
hard
this.
to know how to
Yeah.
quote when, say, every job's different.
I think
Yeah.
removals is one of the hardest things to quote. Obviously, I haven't quoted other.
You've got to try and
other
work out the amount
trades
of time it's going to take you.
But I think we've
Yeah.
just learned as we've gone on,
Yeah.
and we know how long it take for certain size houses, how many team members you need there, how many vans you need there, and then also we offer the different packages like pre-packs and partial packing and all that. But yeah, I think it's something you learn as you go on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not
Yeah.
to say I'd probably undercharged when we started or overcharged. Obviously, you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah, you've got to start
But
somewhere.
you learn
haven't
from
you?
that, and you feed off your customers' feedback.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
it's been amazing. The
Yeah,
feedback's
it's
been
been good
amazing so
feedback
far.
at the
So
moment,
obviously,
yeah.
something's going right. But yeah, no, I think I really enjoy quoting
Yeah.
and calling and meeting. And
I
handshaking.
will always make sure as well that no matter how big the business goes, I always want to make sure I'm still there to do moves as well, because I genuinely just love the job. I love moving house. I love getting a nice good load onto the van, making sure it's all packed properly. It's kind of satisfying, and it's good. It's such a good, it's so good meeting new people every day. New locations, new people. The customers are always so nice. They always offer us biscuits, tea.
We've had plenty of
We've had
takeaways from
McDonald's, we've had fish and chips, we've had
freshly made
lots of
nachos
stuff.
and cheese.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that.
We've had nachos, everything.
Yeah.
So it's generally lovely to just meet different types of people, in different areas, and like I said, they're all so nice. And I think I'd love to just do that for the rest of my life. Just sort of go to the jobs, make sure everything's done, and just meet new people.
This big pickup truck that's branded in Gentleman's
Yeah.
Move, bossing everyone around.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's really nice that you're so passionate about it, and
Yeah.
obviously care a lot about wanting to please your customers, and about doing things really diligently. So that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned that you did your first job for Holland Cooper, which
Yeah.
is a really fantastic one to sort of, I guess, get some sort of recognition, because it's a well-recognised business around here, so really good sort of PR. But in terms of sort of businesses, have you done any other work with businesses in the local area, or is that something you'd like to try to do a bit more
That's
of?
something
I think, we
yeah.
definitely want to do more of.
Yeah.
There has been a couple.
We've done a job. We've
Yeah.
done we did a quite a good job for the Cheltenham Kings Council.
Oh, brilliant.
So they wanted a big move, and they
That's good.
obviously the week before the move we introduced ourselves, and they really liked us. So yeah, they trusted us to do a move for them.
Excellent.
But yeah, there's definitely something we'd like to do more of, like more working with companies, just supporting each other.
Well, yeah, talking about that, I've actually just sent out emails to multiple councils in the area
Oh, brilliant.
to
That's a
do
good idea.
with housing, like council housing, homeless going into housing, all of that, and then we can work together in sort of a partnership, because that's something we want to do more of, and also businesses as well,
Yeah.
That's a great
more
idea.
office moves, all of that.
We do work with this might not just be moves, but we work with letting agents.
Okay, that's a great
So,
idea.
Yeah, letting on real
so that
estate.
so they recommend us to their clients.
Excellent.
So at the moment we're in talks with having like a partnership referral deal with CJ Hull. I
Okay,
don't think you know
excellent.
them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working on that. And then there's other like more local ones which we meet up with coffees with and have a sort of catch up together.
That's a good idea.
So that's good, yeah.
Excellent.
But it's definitely something we'd like to look forward to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've been really proactive in terms of getting your brand out
Yeah.
there and
Yeah.
You have
making
to be.
people aware
That's
of
the
what
most
you're doing.
important part. Like, you've probably heard this saying in business, you could have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, then sort of there's no point, is there?
Mm-hmm. Have you used any kind of sales and marketing agencies, or has your mum helped out with the marketing side?
All the
Or are you
marketing.
doing a lot of your own
all
kind
the
of
marketing,
self-promotion
yeah,
on
all the
social
marketing
media?
we do ourselves, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's really good.
Yeah, it's all just leaflets. They've worked really well, and like this day and age, some people might say, "Oh, people don't read leaflets," but we printed out some leaflets, like handing them out around the village, and they've done massive. Like loads of people have been seeing them. Like I said, social media, lots and lots of social media. I try to post any job we do. I try to post something. Like if I could, I'd post every day. That's the sort of goal. Like just keep posting, so that you're in people's face. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're about to start doing like getting mic'd up on jobs, so that people who are thinking about moving house can then get a feel for who we are and actually get to know us beyond the removals, just who we are, and then I think that will mean that they'll trust us even more and probably go with us.
Yeah, like Seb, one of our employees, really good lad. He's got an A-level in photography, so he sometimes comes along and takes photos, which is good, which are good for the social media. And yeah, our van, that's another marketing tool. But yeah, no, we've sort of done it all ourselves.
Excellent.
The website, yeah, I built the website.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah.
Well done. And have you did you offer any kind of promotional offers as like when you first started as a business? Is it all kind of bespoke quotations for new customers? It's probably quite hard to offer promotions when you don't know what you're quoting for in the first place.
I'm not sure,
I wouldn't say so.
No, I wouldn't say so. Not any
Sounds
promotion.
like you haven't really needed to.
No.
So you say you're kind of really booked up for the next.
Yeah. So obviously we were really busy during stamp duty.
Yeah.
When everyone was frantically trying to move, which was obviously amazing for us, and we soon had to get onto it and learn very quickly because everyone was moving, and we were getting inquiries multiple a day, trying to book them in, and then. Yeah, we booked up for the next month and then trying to go on then. Obviously, people don't always pre-book from like far away. They leave it till sometimes last minute, but we're fine with that.
Yeah.
We want to help everyone. We want to provide a good service to everyone. So yeah.
And like Albie said before, stamp duty, we just dove into the deep waters. So we set up. Stamp duty started 1st of April, so all of March was mental. I remember the 31st of March, it was crazy, the amount of inquiries, because everyone was just trying to move. We finished, so on the 31st of March, we had one van, and we did 2 jobs. We did one in Cheltenham, and one to, I think it was Banbury.
Yeah.
And I remember we finished at, like, I couldn't squeeze, like, both the jobs in, like, in a reasonable time. So we finished the second job at, like, 11 p.m. But they were happy, and they needed to move.
They got you fish and chips.
Yeah, they got us some nice fish and
That's
chips.
the main thing.
Yeah, and they needed to move before the 1st, because otherwise they would have had to pay loads of money. So we got them moved, which was good.
Brilliant.
But that was like a month after we started, and it was probably, that's still to this day the sort of busiest week, the week before the 1st of April. Mental. But we learned so much that week. So much we learned. We literally, not like as a company, that week like made us improve so much.
Learned a lot, didn't we?
It's like when you play a rugby game or you do a jiu-jitsu. I always like to like link back everything about business to sport as well. I think they do correlate. So like when you play a rugby game or when you do a jiu-jitsu tournament, those little things, like those big things, you learn so much and you get so much experience, which is really good.
Yeah.
And like it just makes you better. So yeah, that busy week was very good. Yeah.
You've obviously both got really good work ethics, and it's nice to hear you both being so passionate about your business. You're obviously really driven to take it to a really sort of good level, and that's really nice. And I hope it inspires lots of other young people to follow in your footsteps and just go for it. If you've got a dream or a vision of something you want to create, just do it.
I think that's one of the main reasons I sort of set up this business, because I've always wanted to be sort of like a role model to the younger people in Cheltenham and Cheltenham Kings, especially where I grew up. Always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and sort of like, I've always wanted to like show the young people like you can sort of do it as long as you just put your mind to it. Like, for example, there's lots of things in life I've accomplished, like MMA fights, jiu-jitsu tournaments, like lots of things in sport, and I think if I can accomplish it in that, I can accomplish it in business as well. It just takes hard work and like dedication. Optimism, keep staying positive at all times, and I think if you just do that, like you're bound to succeed, I think. Which is
So for any young people now who are watching, who are maybe sort of doing their sort of exams in their final year at school, or maybe sort of finishing university, and they're not really too sure what they want to do, and they've maybe got a dream of setting up their own business one day, or maybe doing that instead of going to work for a company, what sort of advice would you offer them?
I think they don't rush into it. Take a minute and think about what are needs that people always need, services or a product. But for us, for both of us, I think when we were thinking about what we wanted to do after that day, it was definitely a service. I think a service is a good way to go forward. Obviously, removals is an unqualified service, so you don't need to learn or get qualified in it. It's very easy to set up. So just find that gap in the market as well. And then I guess you can charge more as well if you're trying to be that up market. Keep yourself to a high standard.
And obviously, like nowadays, young people, like you hear like crypto and investment, like stocks and stuff, and social media, like content creators. Yeah, they're good, but you wouldn't think, just buying a van and going out there and helping people move would be a good idea. So I feel like don't focus too much on the fancy stuff. Like sort of, whatever not what everyone else is doing, but like sort of like simple, like simplify it down and do it. Like, it's always, you can always have like a side hustle, like car washing. I used to have a side hustle when I was young, when Boulangerie first like became pop. Boulangerie, the bakery, when that first started like kicking off, I used to sell fruit there. I used to have a fruit stand. I used to sell blueberries, strawberries, and while there was a massive queue, I used to have lots of people buying fruit off me. So just like little things, and also like try something new. Like, you're not meant to be good at everything you do. You're never going to be, when you first do something, you're never going to be good. Like me and Albie, when we first started this business, like we didn't have expectations to be really good and like sort of know exactly what we're doing. You sort of don't, but that's what all life's about. You sort of go in and just do what you're not good at, but that's good to do.
Start somewhere. Yeah,
start somewhere.
Research it.
Yeah, and just, work hard and take as much advice, like absorb it. Never, like, I always try and make sure that I don't have like sort of an ego to not take advice, like, what do you know about this? But like, I think that's wrong. Like, everyone listen to everything that's been said to you, and like take, like, you don't have to take it all, but you can take small parts of it and implement it to what you're doing. So just like, and also work hard as well. I feel like hard work, it just gets you so far, and you don't really know. Like, for example, as a kid, I was never really like good at really anything, to be fair. I was never like, rugby I was okay at, like I was never really good, but I always used to like have like a victim mentality of like, I'm not good at it because of that, because of this, but I just didn't work hard enough. And obviously I found different things like the company and MMA, and it's sort of shown me that if you do work hard, good things will happen.
You get rewarded for it.
Yeah, you get rewarded for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, nothing really comes easy, to be honest. No, exactly. Not at all. Nothing's given to you. So take the risk and work hard.
Thank you. Okay, so it's been lovely chatting to you both today, and thanks so much for telling us about sort of your background and your business. If anybody's interested in booking you for a business removal, or say a house move, or if they want an item of furniture removed or anything like that, what's the best way for them to contact you, find your details?
So either of our numbers, which are both on the website.
Okay.
Obviously, we have our email numbers. All of that is on the website. So go through the website, and there's an inquiry list, and you can put in your details, what you need moving, like a basic version of it, and it will get sent to us, and then we'll call you straight away.
And what's your website called?
Gentleman's Move.
Gentleman's Move. Okay, great.
And also Instagram as well. Feel free to, like, if anyone's watching, reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook,
Okay.
Email.
So you check your Instagram every day?
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
Emails every day.
The messages,
and my phone's always on. Give me a ring.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
Lovely
Thank
to
you.
chat with you.
No worries.
And we hope we do it again in the future
definitely.
and see where you're at maybe
yeah.
in a year's time.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Good. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Chat Show. We look forward to seeing you on the next edition. And stay tuned.